Hello and welcome to Saved, Not Scammed, where we expose manipulation, uplift the truth, and where we always remember Jesus didn't need an upline, so neither do we. My name is Kayla, and I am a self-proclaimed Bible Christian. I am also a consumer of anti-MLM content. It has been a while since I did an episode of MLM Devotionals that we sure as heck didn't ask for, where I go through a bunch of top 1% of MLMs. Think Mary Kay, Herbalife, Amway. I don't think I've ever actually done Amway. I should do them. Today we're covering Amare, Herbalife, and whatever I can throw in there, and going through their profiles and seeing their faith manipulation on full display in their posts, videos, whatever I can dig up, and saying, no, Bookie, this is not what the Bible says to do. Manipulate people, prey on the vulnerable. Absolutely not. All for your own greed and your own desire for financial gain. Yeah, no, don't think so. So today, first up, we have Jessica Arispe, I don't know how you say it. She has on her profile the name of her two kids, and then she starts it off with Matthew 19:26, and that is in the New International Version. Jesus looked at them and said, with man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. The funny thing is, though, this is coming from the story of the rich man, where the rich man goes up to Jesus, and he's like, yo, bro, like, I'm doing all the things right. What in the heck can I do to get upstairs in the heavy yawns? And Jesus is like, bruh, your possessions, it got to go. And he's like, ooh, okay. Because we know that things, when you are valuing, all these worldly possessions, and you're putting them above taking care of others and above valuing God and above all of the things that the Bible says you should put number one, you're obviously not living the way that you should be when it comes to what the Bible says. It's antithetical to biblical teachings. So the fact that she puts this, and she is at the top 1% of Herbalife, is hilarious to me. Absolutely hilarious. So let's see quickly. She has an Herbalife shop. Let's check that bad boy out. So it's, I'm not going to say the name of it, and let's go through some of her posts. This first one, she's getting like mic'd up to go out and talk with, the Herbalife 99.9%, the people who hope and pray and work very hard but can never be them. And it says in her caption, stepping onto the biggest stage of Herbalife, all I could think was, God, take the wheel. If he did take the wheel, Bookie, he would be driving you up out of there and being like, giving these people false hope, making these people work this hard that are never going to make money like you promised them, or you gave them these high hopes that they would, even though they're working hours, they're putting in their money, their time, their effort, their blood, sweat, and tears, and they're not going to have anything to show for it, and you're going to come up there and say, yes, you can do it. He would skirt you around, in my opinion. And everything, of course, said in this video is my own opinion. Okay? Very important. This wasn't about me. It never was. It was about the person in that crowd who needed to hear hope. What did I say? It was about the lives waiting to be impacted back in our communities. It was about the stories that has been written through every single moment of sacrifice, love, and purpose alongside my team. Before I walked on that stage, I prayed, Lord, guide me. Let your words flow. Let Liam be proud. Let your will be done. And he did. His mercy showed up. His grace covered me. And as always, when we trust him and let go, he moves. This experience has been scary, beautiful, humbling, and unforgettable. Every shake poured, every hug given, every word of encouragement, every follow-up, every late night my team and I have pushed through, that's the story I shared. That's what this was about. To showcase God, to honor my team, to represent my family, to stand in the light of everything and everyone that has carried me to this moment. All glory to God. This is only the beginning. I'm glad she's giving praise to her team, because without her, no doubt hundreds, if not thousands of people who are on her downline, in her downline, she would not be where she is. And this is a great picture too at the very end, where you see the tons of people. This is July 28th of this year. Herbalife is still going so strong. And, Julie Anderson does a great job of sympathizing and empathizing. I should say empathizing, because she was in it for quite a while. And she, says, I know that the products are so good. And I can actually relate to this because my mom was in Herbalife. And we had Herbalife shakes, and they were actually delicious. I'm not going to lie. Now I have a new protein that I absolutely love. Could I think of the name right now? No, I can't. Sorry about that. But the thing is, let me tell you a little thing real quick. Sorry about this. I use it with taro powder, and I make a vanilla protein and taro powder and put boba. I know boba is high in whatever carbs. I don't care. And sugar, and I don't care. Okay. It's giving me a little protein. It's giving me that taro. I love the taste of taro. It's giving me that purple boba life. It's so fun, and I love it. It's making me crave one, but right now I'm just having that good old chemicals. Anyway, I can attest to the fact, and of course there's dog hair or my hair, who knows? There's hair everywhere in this house. But I can attest to the fact that Herbalife is a good product, to an extent, right? It's tastes good. It's a bunch of, chemicals in a protein powder. And if you drink and you feel full because they have enough fiber and protein in it, maybe you won't eat a meal. And if you do that enough, then maybe you'll be in a calorie deficit. And if you do that enough, then maybe you'll lose weight. And if you're around a community that's encouraging you to do that, then maybe you'll keep it up. And maybe. And maybe you won't. And so, I get that being a part of something like this can be, helpful for some who are on, whether it's a weight loss journey, a health journey. I understand that. But the fact of the matter is that 99% of people are going to lose money. My mom made no money. These shakes are so expensive, and even when you have the discount, because she had the discount, they are so incredibly expensive. And I can't tell you how many of those big white bottles we had, how many of the tea concentrates we had. And $200, $300 a month is an understatement. The amount of those shakes you have to have per day, and the amount of, you have like 3 drinks. You have your little aloe shot or whatever, and then you have your tea, and then you have your, shake at the end of it. And then not to mention all the add-ons to make them all delicious and whatnot. You get your sugar-free Jello, and I'm going on a tangent, but all that to say that ultimately what you're selling is a dream, and that dream steps on 99% of participants who are going to lose out. And there are so many other ways, there are so many other amazing products out there, and there are so many other amazing communities. In fact, my own church started up a cute little gym group. Even our main pastor, Pastor Jim, co-pastor Jim, he was out there flexing. His daughter was out there, go Katie. They were doing big things. So it was adorable. Was I in it? Oh, heck no. Like, my walk from my fridge to my bed is like the workout of the year. No, I'm just kidding. It's chasing my dogs around. So, it's just one of those things where, it's all false hope. And when they add in that it's God's will and they're a vessel for him, it's all fake, and I don't like it. And whether they feel that God did this for him or not, that's not for me to say, but in terms of all those people that they're affecting, it hurts my heart. And the mentorship continues. Sparkle emoji. There is more lives to change and goals to achieve. There's something really humbling about getting to the point where you realize you don't know what you're doing. You just try to figure it out. You're moving, you're trying, but deep down, you're lost. Okay? That's when mentorship matters the most. That's when you need to pray. Really pray that God sends the right people into your life. People who don't just show up for what they can get from you, but people who genuinely care. Oh, no, honey. You care about the amount of money that they bring in or amount of free labor that they do in your shop. People who want to see you win. People who guide you without expecting anything in return. It's a blessing to have those people. It's rare and it's worth asking God for. Never be afraid to ask for help. Never stop praying for the right community. Who you surround yourself with matters more than you think. We weren't created to do life alone. We all need each other. A mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside yourself. Oprah Winfrey. Forever grateful for you guys. And then text 2 people. Now, I don't know if she's mentoring them or they're mentoring her. Regardless, my mom worked at an Herbalife shop. Now, I don't think she got paid for her time. I'd love to ask her, but she is out of service for like the next 2 weeks. The 2 people, it was a couple, who I would say like convinced her to work here. They were very kind and charismatic, and they were just giving her the opportunity. All the people that she spoke with during that time, those could be her customers, blah blah, whatever. And I went in there to support her because she ended up doing it in a city that I was living in at the time. The mentoring that these people are doing to them or they're doing to these other people is just a way to manipulate them to be in their downline, to make them more money, to stay inside Herbalife, to stay inside the multi-level marketing system, to continue recruit. And it's really unfortunate because if I was sitting around with 2 of my friends like this, it's not looking like this. And I can tell you that I consider many of my friends to be mentors to me because they're smart, they're intelligent, they've got just so much wisdom to share. And do I need to call them per se a mentor? Not really. They're just my friends and they share their wisdom without needing to be in a business-like atmosphere. It's just whatevs. All right, this one says them. That little business won't amount to anything. Us on our way to our 8th fully paid vacation. Anytime they say fully paid, I go, you sure about that? You sure about that? Now, yes, sometimes in the very tippity top 0.0001% of people, that means like 10 people, they might have an air ticket for their spouse. They might have a little extra sprinkled in for their spouse. He is in Herbalife though, so he is a representative. But most of the time, there's airfare is not included. Most meals are not included. They'll have the continental breakfast and maybe like a buffet lunch and like that's it. But dinner is not included or vice versa, whatever the heck. They usually feel pressured to look very nice, so they'll have to buy outfits for it. There's all kinds of additional things that they'll have to purchase for these fully paid for vacations. When I went on to, and these are work trips, right? I would not call them vacations. When they dictate what your everyday looks like, that's not a vacation. All right. I would not call it that, in my opinion. If you're going on a work trip, you would get a per diem every day so that all of your meals are paid for. And per diem usually is pretty healthy, and it's based off whatever city you're going to and should cover breakfast, lunch, and dinner plus incidentals. And usually your hotel has breakfast, so that's pretty much covered. And if you're going to some kind of conference, usually they'll cover lunch. So your entire per diem, most of the time, can be spent just on dinner. Anyway, that's a tangent. But then your airfare is paid for. Your taxi to your airport is paid for. All that stuff is paid for by your company. You don't have to pay for literally a dime. And then you're paid hourly for all that time that you're gone, unless of course you're an exempt employee, and then it's just considered business days that you're working. That's life. So this is where she's talking about one-on-one coaching. So at first she goes on to talk about how she meets almost everyone through social media, and how she has people now kind of reaching out to her. And here is a comment she makes on this.
That you were gonna get to me in another day, like I thought it was a bot. And I'm like, no girl, it's me. It's me. And the reason why I responded right away is because if someone is sitting down Christmas Day and they're saying I'm ready to start something new, that means that you inside deeply are beyond ready. So I responded to her, and that was amazing. Actually, I just got off the phone with her, but let me walk with you the process. So you message me, and you're telling me either you click the link that I'm going to put right here, it says get healthy, or you answer one of my polls and I'll message you. Maybe you're telling me, hey, I'm ready to get started. Whatever way we get our first contact in, then I'm going to go ahead and respond to you, and I'm going to reach back to you in whatever form you reached out to me, whether it's DM or whether it's through text message to my personal number, which I forgot to put the link there, so I'm going to put it right here. Then I'm going to go ahead and respond to you, and I'm going to go ahead and ask to schedule with you a 5 to 10 minute call. And the reason why I want to do a 5 to 10 minute call is because I want to make sure that I get to ask you the questions that I need to know to help you and your unique self, based on what you like, based on your cravings, based on what you've tried that hasn't worked, right? Because that's not a failed attempt, that's lessons learned. So I want to learn from that and create something that works for you, because it's going to be based on you. And I'm going to go ahead and give you my suggestion at that moment. And once again, no strings attached. You say, you know what, I'm going to think about it. Awesome. You have my contact. You let me know when you're ready. Or B, I'm ready. Awesome. Let's do it. And we'll proceed from there, right? No strings attached.
She says Christmas Day. Christmas Day, she herself will respond to you. Passive income, my butt. My booty. I mean, goodness gracious, you're with your kids. She has 2 kids that, in my opinion, she inappropriately posts for views on social media. But anywho, your kids are unwrapping their presents, and they're having so much fun. Mommy, hold on. Someone is curious about this business opportunity. Are you serious? That person can wait 24 hours just because you think in their heart they're ready. Could you imagine? I've had so many times, I can't tell you, when I was in sales, the amount of times that I stayed late away from my family because someone came in 5 minutes before closing and they were like, I want all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be a huge sale. It's worth it. And then they come in a week later and return everything, regardless if there's a restocking fee. All that commission was gone out the window, and the hour, sometimes 2 hours after closing, after I would have been home with my family, and you're going to take time away. And I know it's a hypothetical, but the fact that she's saying that just goes to show that if it is an important family time for you, whether it is a holiday, whether it is a weekend, it doesn't matter. For them, they have to be on call 24/7. even if you're at the very tippity top. And that is a huge if. Nowadays, they are making it more transparent that it's a lot of work, but a lot of times they're not saying another huge factor is the 99.9%. And they're not making it clear that there's a lot of factors involved. Are you charismatic? Do you have a good business sense? Are you attractive, conventionally attractive? Do you have a rich spouse that can help it make you appear that you got all of this money initially from this business opportunity, even before you do, so you can lie initially? Like, there's so many factors that go in. Let's move on. This next one is Daniela Matias. She has 289,000 followers. She is also in Herbalife. She has this caption in one of her videos. Thankful to God for putting this opportunity in my path. 7 years ago, when I was just a social worker assistant who gained 20 pounds in the first 7 months of my desk job, the Herbalife community, business opportunity, and products have made this reality possible for my family and me. From working to become a better version of myself physically and mentally, to having a supportive community of individuals who never settle and always remind me I'm not doing enough simply by watching the way they show up when the cameras are off, and this business opportunity have made it possible for me to build my business around my son, even bring him with me on this fully paid vacation. Ooh, that was a long sentence. Okay. If it's possible for me, imagine what could be possible for you. It's not luck if you're committed and willing to step out of your comfort zone and ready to become a better version of you. Let's work together. Business opportunity form on my bio, or comment business, and I'll DM you to provide you with more information. Hold on, I want to break this down a little bit more. So when you start a new job, especially if you're not used to a desk job and you're within your first 6 months, like she says, it is so incredibly normal for you to get incredibly thrown off. My sister-in-law just started a new job for herself, and she is like, whoa, I am trying to get the rhythm of things, but I am so just in awe of her, because she's like, I've got this, I love this, I'm gonna do this, I'm having so much fun, I'm wiped out, but I'm gonna keep going. And it's so normal. And also, going from maybe being active to sedentary, it's normal for that to happen. You have to find a way around it, or it's okay to be 20 pounds heavier for a little while. Your life will not end. Woo! I don't see how that's such a big deal. I'm sorry if that's just me. And if that 20 pounds was really, weighing on your self-confidence or, something like that, therapy is a great option, especially as you go into a new job. That's a huge transition for a lot of people. I highly suggest therapy when you transition to a new job. Then she says, from working to become a better version of myself physically and mentally, to having a supportive community of individuals who never settle and always remind me I'm not doing enough, simply by watching the way they show up when the cameras are off. I feel like I would want the opposite of knowing I'm doing enough simply by being me. Yes, I can always be encouraged to do better, but I'm not doing enough. That is hustle culture to a max. Yes, idle hands are the, devil's playthings, whatever. Yes, that means that God gives us gifts that he expects expects us to use and to do his will with. And we should pray about that. But also, this looks like hustle culture. This looks like you are being manipulated by people to be doing more and more and more and more, recruit, and you're going to get caught up in a hustle culture where your morals are going to get thrown out the window, and you're going to end up stepping on 99.9% of people, judging by her follower count. I don't know where she's at, but I can only assume she's higher up. And especially when she's got a little son, it's concerning for me. I don't have a lot on her, but it was concerning for me to see that. I've got my niece's Western states and capitals helping her study for. And then we go to Kenley Mendoza. It says Jesus, girl mama, wellness, high rocks training. Just making sure my phone didn't die. I need to speed this up. Faith-led mentor for purpose-driven women, building wealth that honors your calling. I'm a little under the weather today. I'm like feeling pretty drained, so don't mind me if I'm just a little today. Gotta drink that Pepsi. I should have gotten an espresso pod in. Okay, so she posts. She was pretty egregious, honestly. She posts, entrepreneurship is spiritual. Every decision is either aligned with fear or aligned with faith. You're not just managing cash flow, you're stewarding a calling. Okay. My husband is an entrepreneur. He owns his own LLC. I help him with that. I've helped him with it from the very beginning, but he is the main kahunga. Every decision he makes is not aligned with fear or aligned with faith, okay? He is making decisions left, right, and sideways, and they have nothing to do with fear or faith, okay? They are, what do I need to do next? What's going on? Where's it? It has nothing to do with fear or faith. I don't know what she's talking about. You're not just managing cash flow, you're stewarding a calling. No, he's managing a business. It's not that complicated. And I think this just goes to show how they're trying to justify their business because they know deep down, if they really dig deep down, okay, because he's in the construction business. He's just being a part of housing, okay? Both commercial, residential, all that stuff, okay? This right here, he's just calling, you done with that, you done with this, you need me here, you need me there, okay, I got that. This is different. I've got a great opportunity for you. This is your calling. Like this, think about the manipulation, the day-to-day, what you have to tell yourself, what you have to tell others, the Zoom calls you have to be on, the posts you have to make. Think about what they have to do and the things they have to convince themselves of. Like, I really think that deep down, she's trying to convince herself that it's all hunky-dory. The caption of this says, I used to think business was just strategy, hustle, and numbers. The moment I started inviting God into every decision, everything shifted. This isn't just entrepreneurship. It's obedience, it's alignment, it's legacy. This is the part they don't talk about enough. The inner work, the surrender, the prayers behind the scenes. I truly love what I get to do, and I know I was called to it. Building with faith over fear always. If you're in a season of trusting, building, or becoming, I see you, girl. You're not alone. Let's freaking go. Heart hands emoji. Faith-driven entrepreneur, spirit-led success, kingdom builder, calling over comfort, Christ-centered business, grit and grace, Holy Spirit-led, network marketing, direct sales. Okay, next post she has. What started as a side hustle brought us sisterhood, purpose, and a way to help others feel better. Her caption of this says, grateful to walk in purpose together with beautiful friendships, helping others feel better, heal from the inside out, and build something that actually matters. Ooh, I'm going to stop right there. That beautiful friendship, would it still stick around if you guys were not in Amare together? Because guess what? That's what they're in. If you haven't guessed it already, they're in the happy juice business. Oh, worst name ever. And then, helping others feel better, I'm sure when they look at their pocketbook, when they look into their walletto, and they go, ooh, I ain't got no money. When they pull up that banking app, and they say, eek, they don't feel so great, okay? And then when maybe the placebo stops working because they have some real, actual medical conditions that they should be consulting with their primary care physician, they're not feeling so great. Heal from the inside out. Healing from the inside out. Primary care physician, therapist, highly recommend. And also spiritual guidance. Go holler at your pastor. Go holler at, whoever you trust is a good spiritual guidance leader who wants nothing from you. Nothing from you but for you to be closer to the big O-G-O-D. That's who I recommend talking to. And build something that actually matters. Would you say, just asking for a friend, would you say building a scheme of pyramids matters? I'd say it matters in the court of law. And I wouldn't recommend it, in my humble opinion. Happy juice is a drink we can't help but share. Oh, gosh, the next thing they're going to say is that they're selfish if they don't share it. Jeez. When something tastes amazing, lifts your mood, supports your gut, and actually works. You know what tastes amazing, lifts your mood, supports your gut, and actually works? Fruit. Fruit. Could you imagine? Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, bananas, passion fruit, kiwis. I mean, I could go on and on. Avocado, isn't that supposed to be technically a fruit? I don't know. I'm not a genius, okay? All I know is that fruit full of antioxidants, probiotics, isn't that yogurt? I don't know. Yogurt topped with fruit. Ta-da! It's like I know something. It's crazy. You naturally want the people you love to feel this good too. Bring them, what do they call those things? Edible flower arrangements. Ta-da! And guess what? Although they're extremely expensive, I guarantee you that a edible arrangement of those is probably cheaper than one of the orders with all the junk that they recommend. Guarantee you. And it's not just the hype. This system is clinically studied to deliver results, real results, like 60% decrease in irritability, 55% decrease in anxiousness, 49% reduction in overall distress. Where the heck are they getting these from? Says who? I haven't gone on to the next reel. I just screenshot a bunch of crap and I'm like, oh, this seems good. But I'm wondering if they cite a source. Okay, we're at 70% increase in good gut bacteria, 211 increase in positive mood, 105% decrease in negative mood. How can you measure that? And they're so specific. 211%. Does it say results not always typical? What in the hell? Oh no, that was it. When you feel better, you do better. And the best part, just sharing happy juice with 5 people can earn you $500 a month. No experience needed, just a willingness to share what works. Drop $500 if you're curious what this looks like for you, or happy if you want to try it for yourself for $10 off with my code. No flippin' way. No flippin' way. Hold on. I gotta check this out. Okay, so I just looked up Amare's own policy manual, and 9.4 of their policy manual says no guaranteed compensation. The compensation that is earned by brand partners will vary significantly from brand partner to brand partner. Many factors will determine a brand partner's success that may not be consistent or duplicatable. Success will consistently be based on the effort of each brand partner. Generating considerable compensation requires time, effort, and commitment. There is no guarantees to financial success or assurance of any level of profit. Many brand partners may never qualify to receive bonuses. Girl, you are guaranteeing that if they can just share with 5 people, just sharing, can earn you $500 a month. I mean, I guess she didn't say will, but boy, is that deceptive as heck. Kenley Brook, who puts Jesus first. Deception is a no-no, girl. What else does Kenley say? Oh, we've got a little video here. And I found Kenley because she was actually featured on Amare Global's own page.
Mommy?
What, baby?
Do you know what happy juice makes me do?
What does happy juice make you do?
It makes me smile. It's delicious. Happy juice!
So someone they feature on their own page, in my opinion, is making guaranteed compensation claims. Then she has this post that says, one of the greatest scams of all time is separating families and forcing people to work 40 plus hours a week to simply survive. Her caption says, it doesn't have to be this way. You have the power to make a change at any given moment. Coming from someone who earned 7 figures online, I 10 out of 10 recommend working full-time at your job and part-time on your fortune. Find something that you can build online in the cracks of your day, around time with your family. Find a product, service, or program that meets a demand. Share it every single day and know that if it makes an impact, it'll make an income. 6 months from today, your life could look completely different. What are you waiting for? The time is going to pass by anyway. Stop procrastinating. Stop waiting for the first perfect time and start today. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Separation makes the heart grow fonder. There's so much growth. In my opinion, homeschool your kid. Do it as much as you want. I love that. I've thought about it before. But there's so much growth in that my child is independent, that she is doing things on her own, that she learns to be independent, that she's making friends, that she's trusting other trustworthy adults. I've given her lots of tools and resources, and I feel confident and comfortable, and I know she trusts that she can come to me with anything. And, there's just something to be said for being in a position where we're just fear-mongering a society in which we just have this close-knit, family, and we're not trusting our community. And it sucks to me that we're getting away from that community feel. And I know that it's a cultural thing that this day and age, it's we see it everywhere on social media, even though it's not next door to us. We see it on our phone and it feels like it's next door to us. But our communities are filled with incredible people, and our kids deserve to see it and feel it and know that there are trustworthy, amazing people out there, because there's only so much online stuff that you can do. There's only so much out there, and there's so much work out there that needs to get done, that we're so incredible. Like every single time I go to Walgreens late, or I go somewhere and they're working on a holiday, which I try so very hard not to do, but I'm like, thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me. And I try and tip them every single time. Thank you. Because it's hard work to do that. And it means so much to me. And their work means so much to me. I'm going on a tangent. But the world is a wonderful place. It is not this big scary thing. Yes, horrible stuff happens everywhere. But The community is beautiful, and I want to teach my kids that too. And I want to teach them to be a light in that community as well. So I say kids as if I have more than one kid. This is the Paige Champagne Laga. What a fun name. I don't know if that's her real name, but that'd be cool if it was. She says, helping women 50 plus thrive in menopausal mental wellness, gut health, Amare Global Diamond Leader, faith, wellness, freedom. Join me. I can't afford to start a wellness business. You can, and I can prove it. $7, $27, $78, $20, $120. So here's the plan. Save this much daily, total saved. And she has $300 as her goal, because I'm sure that's like their starter kit cost. And $3.33 daily. That's $300 over the span of 3 months. She spreads that over the time. 5 ways to save for your wellness business. Daily coffee fast food swap. Average is $17 a day. I do not purchase coffee daily. That's crazy. Brew your own or sip happy juice at home. Well, you'd have to buy happy juice. How much is happy juice again? Let's see. Oh, that's right. It's $140 for 30 sticks of the Mentabiotics. That's the first one that popped up on Google. Edge Plus Cognitive Performance Strawberry Bliss. $140 for 30 sticks. Let me just do the math because I am not that smart. 140 divided by 30. That's $4.60 each. That's the same cost as a coffee. You kidding me? Skip alcohol. Well, I'm sober, so and who's spending $40 to $100 a week on alcohol? Maybe an alcoholic. Then you need to get with your therapist, seek some help. And I'm being so serious. If you think that you have an alcohol problem, all the support in the world. You are not alone. Please seek some help. It is the best thing I ever did. Don't be scared. I know it's scary. I got you, girl. Please feel free to email me. My email is always below. If you have any questions, need any kind of help. I am not an expert in any way, but I can definitely tell you what happened to me and any of my experiences. Use your car less. Use my car less? How? 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 I don't know about y'all, but there's no possible way I can use my car less. I don't use it for giggles. I'm not using it just for funsies. Create an investment jar. Label it Amare Launch Fund. Oh, goodness. Toss in change, cashback, unused, budget. Okay. Wouldn't it be more fun to have that be like a vacation, jar? Cancel one subscription. Netflix, meal kits, apps you don't use. Reinvest the $15, $25 a month into you by buying overpriced chemical powder. Ridiculous. And her caption below that says, you don't need to go into debt. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need a plan and a little belief. This isn't just about starting a wellness business. It's about building something that supports your health, your family, and your future. I almost thought it said fortune. If you're ready to save your way into a new chapter, I'll help you map it out. Just say I'm in or DM me. Let's do this together. Leaf emoji. What does a leaf emoji even mean? I don't know, like health and wellness? I don't know. I forgot to say she has 27,000 followers. Then I thought that this one was interesting. It's her like talking on, or actually this video was a bunch of old videos of her. She was like like slightly heavier than she is now. And she says, I left, and then it shoots to a bunch of videos of her just smiling with like better quality pictures too. Like she clearly learned her angles and lighting and, better quality like cameras, and she'd lost a little bit of weight. And it says, I left Q Sciences in December 2022. I'd been full time in this industry for over a decade. So she clearly brought over her entire downline. We all know what that means. She was able to get up to the diamond ranking or whatever in like 2 seconds. And I knew what misalignment felt like. What I didn't expect was how healing it would be to partner with Amare. I joined a mission, a movement, and since asthma took the reins, Ozma, I felt it grow into something so much more. Right now, the door is wide open. There's a sale ending, 50% off, blah, blah, blah. DM me joy. If you felt the pull to start again, but didn't know where, this is it. DM me joy. I've got you. We rise. We rise at dawn. Girl, All right, well, that was it. It wasn't a lot of faith stuff on her page, but I thought it was interesting that she put faith in there, and yet she's got just a bunch of twisted, manipulative stuff, all for the goal of her staying at the tippity top of this multi-level marketing scheme, which is designed to take advantage of the vulnerable, take money from them, recruit, and really, the customers, the reps are the customers, and those people are going to lose money. They're going to invest in this. They're going to buy the products. They're going to do everything, including tap into their warm market, lose their family and friends, take those relationships and kind of stomp all over them, not meaning to. They're the victims in this situation. They just want a better opportunity for themselves and their friends and their family, their immediate family, and instead they end up hurting themselves in the end, because these opportunities are designed for 99+% to fail, and it's extremely harmful. And when you add in faith manipulation on top, it can actually harm people's faith in God and in their salvation. And whether you believe in that or not, that's not my prerogative. But for me personally, when I was watching anti-MLM content, it did cause me to question my faith, and it was really heartbreaking for me, especially when I was going and I was in active alcoholism. And so it was a really tough time for me. So now I use this platform to speak out about faith manipulation. I also sprinkle in a little bit of talking about my alcoholism and how I'm in recovery now. I hope you liked today's video, an episode of MLM Devotionals that we didn't ask for. Thank you so much for supporting me, commenting. I love your guys' comments. They're seriously the best. They light up my life. I appreciate you guys, and you have a wonderful day. Bye.